it's me, Josiah. You might be wondering how I got myself in a situation like this with a car that's supposed to be the car I drive every day, the car that is just supposed to get me from point A to point B as easily as possible. Well, I'm going to explain all that and more in this video, and I'm also going to explain how I ended up buying one of the best, worst daily drivers I could have possibly found.
It's windy as all get out here, so hopefully the audio doesn't get ruined too much. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Supercharged Car Reviews. Man, that feels weird to say after all these years. I'll bet you guys didn't think we'd be back after all this time, huh? Well, joke's on you. We are back. Well, just me anyway. Cade, unfortunately, he is at UW, so he couldn't be here for the shoot. And honestly, this is going to be somewhat of a surprise for him, so I was gonna buy a mic just for this shoot, but since this is likely the last episode of Supercharged Car Reviews we'll ever make, I just decided to use my Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro, so if you don't like how the audio sounds, that's too dang bad, you're just gonna have to deal with it. Now we'll get to the car and why I bought such a ridiculous daily driver in a second, but first I thought I'd share some updates for the channel. I mean, because you guys haven't heard from us in 6, 7, 8 years, however long it's been, so I feel like we at least owe you guys that. Just know that Kate and I are doing very well. We still keep in contact, and we both reminisce about the good old days back when this channel was in its prime, if it ever had a prime. And you can also tell just kind of how spur of the moment this episode was. I mean, I really didn't intend on shooting anything until a couple days ago when the idea just kind of came to me out of nowhere. But enough about the random updates and nonsense like that. Let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to the car. This is my new daily driver, and it's not a very good daily driver. And I'll explain to you what I mean exactly by that later on in this video. But also later on in this video, I'm going to explain to you why exactly I did purchase this for my daily driver. Because honestly, it caught me pretty off guard as well. But at the end of the day, this might be one of the best purchases I've ever made.
The elusive daily driver. The white whale of the automotive world and the cornerstone of your safe and reliable travels. A daily driver is supposed to be comfortable. It's supposed to be quiet. It's supposed to have all the creature comforts you could ever want. And above all else, a good daily driver is supposed to conquer long-distance cruising and erase the memory of routine drives from your mind. The 2011 Genesis Coupe R-spec does none of those things. It's loud thanks to the ISR race exhaust, the ride is low and quite rough, and since it's the R-spec, many of the creature comforts like a sunroof, power and heated seats, and even cruise control have been removed in favor of race goodies, like race-tuned suspension, a limited slip differential in the rear, a manual is the only transmission option, and Brembo brakes from the factory. Sure, it's reasonably fuel efficient, but that's only when considering its large 3.8-liter displacement and its respectable 315 horsepower driving the rear wheels only. Now, all this might sound like the Genesis Coupe isn't a very good daily driver, and you would be mostly correct. But in order to really understand why I made this purchase, it's necessary to first get behind the wheel and drive it. Okay, so we've established that the Genesis Coupe isn't a very good daily driver, but how does it do at having fun? Pretty dang good. So I got the car on some twisty roads now, and this is where this car really starts to shine. Speed, the sound, everything is an experience with this thing. The shifts are solid, they're purposeful. With the short throw shifter, it makes absolute light work. And every corner it just absolutely eats up. It's honestly crazy that you can get this much fun for this price. On the used markets, you can get Genesis Coupes for anywhere from $9,000 to $15,000 all day. And for that price, I'm struggling to imagine what I'd rather have. The handling of this car is excellent. Seriously, it's amazing. The steering feedback leaves a little bit to be desired. It's a little bit numb, but it's sharp and it goes directly where you point it. I've driven new cars that are many times the price that are not even close to as fun as this thing is. And honestly, it's drives like this that really make me start to understand that sometimes there's sacrifices that I'm willing to make in order to have a driving experience that's engaging, that's fun, where I not only get to my destination, but I get there with style and with a smile on my face. There's just so much character to this car that you just don't get with other cars. What an experience. The only thing I'm looking forward to is just that next corner that I can carve. Or if there's any police cars around the next corner. And sure, the clutch pedal is tiring after you've been driving it for a while. But once your leg gets used to it, it's really not that bad. What a great noise! Just can't imagine trading this car for anything else right now. Until I actually need something a bit more practical. And if that's not right now, I think I'll keep this one for a while. Okay, well, now we move on to the inside of the 2011 Genesis Coupe R-spec. And you can see that that theme of Spartan and basic carries over to the interior as well, where we're missing some basic creature comforts. Like we said in the intro, this is missing powered seats, it's missing the heated seats, there's no sunroof on the top, and the biggest thing that I probably miss is the cruise control. They took that out for weight saving and to keep costs low for the R-spec model specifically. Now, this is what I love about interiors from this era. Honestly, this is starting to become towards the end of the era where interiors were just simple. They just gave you everything that you need. There's no stupid modes. You're always stuck in the same mode because there's nothing else that you can choose from. Pretty much the only thing that you can do performance-wise is there's a button to turn the traction control off or on. But other than that, there's not really a whole lot of buttons. You got the climate controls here in the middle, and besides that, there's not a whole ton to play with on this interior. What is nice, on the other hand, is that I did install a Pioneer head unit into the center stack. So that way I can have my Spotify, I can have my navigation, and things like that, and it really modernizes this interior. I absolutely love it for that. It makes those longer car rides a lot more enjoyable when you don't have to constantly reach for your phone while you're driving. Now, here's some things that I absolutely love about this interior. Obviously, the Pioneer head unit that I just mentioned is one of them, but the other thing is this shift knob. It's a titanium shift knob, it's a short throw shifter, and the shifts feel absolutely fantastic. It's a very short throw, they feel purposeful and solid. Another thing that I absolutely love is these seats. They're incredibly bolstered, they're very comfortable, and while they're not powered seats, you don't really need powered seats. The manual functions work just fine as they are. Now, as far as practicality goes, as much as I try to argue that it is practical, it's really not that practical. The back seats are quite tight. I don't want to say useless, but they're borderline useless, especially if you're fitting an adult back there, although they are pretty good for storage. And there's also a decent amount of room in the trunk as well, if you just so happen to want to throw some suitcases or luggage and stuff in the back for some sort of weekend getaway, which I have done before, for the record. Now, as far as the audio system goes, it's okay. It plays music. It's a 6-speaker bass system that came with the car. You know, the basses and the mids, they're just okay. It truly plays music.
And that's all you can expect from a stereo system from a car like this.
And a car like this is certainly a unique one. Before Genesis split and became its own brand in 2015, it was part of Hyundai, which at the time was known for making extraordinarily average and boring cars like the Accent and the Tucson. Today, we know Hyundai for making very cool cars like the Elantra N and the N-Vision 74, but at the time, creating a rear-wheel drive sport coupe was completely unexplored territory for the brand. This car was a big deal for Hyundai and a significant turning point in the brand's history. And today, the Genesis Coupe will forever be credited for advancing the brand's entry into the segment that every car brand strives for: cool.
Well, this is my new daily driver, the 2011 Genesis Coupe R-spec. It's not that practical. It's not that comfortable. It's not that good to drive long distances. It's not that good on fuel economy. But the thing is, as an enthusiast, all those reasons are things that do make it a good daily driver for someone like me that just wants to have fun behind the wheel. So while yes, it's not the perfect daily driver like everyone's always trying to find, it is something that always puts a smile on my face at the end of a drive. And I understand that I won't always be able to have cars like this. I mean, I'm 21 now. Heck, I'll probably be getting married within the next year or two. And eventually, I'm going to have a family. And when that time comes, a car like this just won't be as viable as it used to be. So one day, when I'm driving my 2014 Honda Odyssey with 150,000 miles, shuttling the kids to and from soccer practice, I'm going to look back on things like this, purchases like this, and I'm going to smile and say, heck, that was one of the best, worst purchases I've ever made in my life. Now, I do want to say, I appreciate you guys for watching this video, and if you're a fan from the olden days, back when we used to shoot Supercharged videos, I just want to say that we really appreciate you guys watching those videos as well. It meant the world to us at that time. Man, it kind of stinks to end on such a sappy ending like that. But yeah, that's my daily driver, and again, I don't really know what the future of this channel holds, but if we don't see you again, thank you for watching.